Hi, my name is Stephanie Stevens, and I'm a planner with the City of Wheat Ridge Community Development Department. I'm presenting case number WZ-24-11, which is a request for approval of a specific development plan for the purpose of developing a tree service business with the primary structure proposed in a later phase at 4877 Robb Street. The property is located on the west side of Robb Street between I-70 Frontage Road North and approximately West 50th Avenue. The property consists of two unplatted parcels, which are in the process of being combined into one lot, and the property measures approximately 3.44 acres in size. It's presently vacant, unimproved land. Both the Wadsworth and Swadley ditches run through this site with a significant grade change in the northwest corner. North of Swadley Ditch, and the Wadsworth Ditch was recently piped underground in spring of 2023, and the Swadley Ditch is proposed to remain open. The property is zoned planned commercial development. Properties to the north are zoned agricultural 1. To the south is the Wheat Ridge Industrial Park, zoned planned industrial development. To the east, properties are zoned planned industrial development, planned commercial development, and agricultural 1. And to the west, properties are zoned planned commercial development and industrial employment. Most of the surrounding uses are commercial and light industrial, although the three agricultural 1 parcels to the north include single-unit homes. Rezoning to a planned development in the city of Wheat Ridge involves a two-step process. The first step is the outline development plan, which was approved in 2022 and established the zoning. The second step of approval is a specific development plan, which focuses on specific details of a development such as drainage, architecture, lot layout, specific building location, building orientation, and phasing. The purpose of this request is to allow for a phased development of a tree service business while preserving natural features that exist on site today. Planning Commission is the final deciding body on SDP approval. The SDP for this site was approved by Planning Commission in October of 2023 under case number WZ-24-11 and is back for reapproval due to the request for phasing and specifically due to the applicant's desire to utilize the site for outdoor storage and operations without the presence of a primary structure and other required improvements in the interim. A full analysis of the previously approved SDP process under case number WZ-24-11 can be found in the attached staff report. The analysis herein focuses on phasing aspects of the project only. The phasing plan can be found in the SDP on sheets 9 and 10. All other sheets of the SDP were previously approved by Planning Commission, and the applicant here is proposing to complete the project in 2 phases and defer the building and full site improvements to the later phase to give them time to come up with the funds needed to complete the improvements. They have committed to completing the first phase of improvements within 2 years by December of 2027 and second phase improvements within 5 years by December of 2030. The purpose of utilizing planned development zoning is to provide flexibility while accommodating well-designed, innovative developments that demonstrate efficient use of the land and may not be feasible under standard zone district. The phased SDP achieves these goals by adding to the employment base in the area pursuant to the city plan, adding a compatible land use to the predominantly industrial area, serving as a transition between the various land uses that surround it, and promoting an efficient use of an infill site in keeping with the character of the area. The incremental phased approach provides the flexibility needed to overcome financial barriers and also shows that the applicant is committed to meeting city requirements to ultimately achieve the objectives of the planned development. This is just a reminder of what was approved with the zoning or outline development plan, which depicts the site broken into 3 distinct planning areas, transitioning from most intensive along the southeast to least intensive to the northwest. In planning area 1 along Robb Street, that's where it will contain the commercial uses to support the business, including the building in the future. Planning area 2 is in the middle of the site between the 2 ditches, proposed to be reserved for screened landscape material storage, nursery, and display. Nursery and display would wait till a later phase, and planning area 3, located in the northwest of the site, will be developed later, but only for outdoor storage of natural materials only. As noted above, the tree service business that applied for the ODP is also the applicant for this sub-specific development plan or SDP, and it is for allowed uses. Initial uses proposed include the landscape material storage and outdoor uses associated with the applicant's tree service and firewood businesses, including the processing and storage of trees and wood. Retail side of the business would take place remotely in the interim, and no clients would be entering or using the site in the initial phase. Uses in the initial phase are proposed to be accommodated primarily in the south portion of Central Planning Area 2, screened by opaque fencing, with one access point at the same location as the ultimate northern access to the site, proposed to be paved with employee parking at the front of the lot, leading to a gravel access drive to provide access to storage and processing area with additional employee parking near the storage. Initial improvements in Planning Area 1 towards Robb Street of the ODP include paved access, parking, screening, fencing along the perimeter, ADA accessible parking, a dumpster and trash enclosure, bike rack, interim landscaping and grading, along with the construction of the majority of the public improvements, which include curb, gutter, sidewalk, street lighting, and detention. And the applicant is asking to defer utility connections to the second phase because they are not needed absent the building. The rear portion of the property to the west and located in Planning Area 3, not shown on the screen, will remain in its natural state until the final phase when full screening is completed, and this area can then be used for additional outdoor storage. Interim landscaping includes installation of street trees along Robb Street and adjacent to the single unit home to the north to provide that buffer and limit visibility of the use. And the applicant proposes manual watering in the initial phase to establish landscaping with irrigation coming in phase 2. Parking lot and operations will be screened by fencing, including a 4-foot tall fence along the full frontage of Robb and 6-foot tall fence along the north and south perimeters in the first phase. And the rear of the property is already screened by fencing that belongs to neighbors to the west. Storage area in the first phase is located over 200 feet back from Robb Street and over 100 feet from the single unit home to the north, and visibility will be minimal from the street and adjacent residential properties. In the later phase, a majority of the fencing along the frontage will be removed, and the outdoor storage areas will ultimately be screened primarily by the building. Also in phase 1, full detention is accommodated, which will ultimately be located behind the building. A condition of approval has been added to prohibit outdoor storage in the drainage easement that could disturb flows. Again, the applicant is requesting to defer utility installations, and staff is acceptable to this approach because building and fire codes do not trigger requirements for water and sewer service until the building is constructed, and they've agreed to manual watering of the landscaping. Water will be brought on site as needed, and off-site restroom facilities will be used in the interim. Water and sewer service lines will eventually be provided by connecting to the main lines in Robb Street, and any damage to the curb, gutter, and sidewalk or streetscape installed in the first phase will be required to be repaired with full build-out. This is just a reminder of what was approved in the original specific development plan, or SDP. By 2030, it will include that 5,040 square foot office, warehouse, and shop building oriented along Robb, with primary parking in front of the building, 2 points of access, full parking lot including 12 spaces, and gravel drives to the rear. We will also include in the second phase the ultimate landscaping, and in the first phase primarily the area labeled as landscape storage will be used for operations in the interim. Since Wheat Ridge is served by special districts, we sent the application on referral to agencies including fire, water, and sanitation, as well as completed an internal review. We did not receive objections from outside agencies, and coordination with these districts is ongoing. Before the hearing, the property was posted for 15 days, and letters were sent to property owners and tenants within a 1,000-foot radius. Any comments received on Wheat Ridge Speaks will be reviewed by Planning Commission and entered into the record at the hearing. So staff finds that the phasing still achieves the ultimate goals, and the SDP is consistent with the intent and purpose of a plan development, and it's consistent with the outline development plan or zoning and city code. All agencies can also serve the property. Ultimately, staff is recommending approval with conditions as listed in the staff report, and that concludes my presentation. Thank you.